Hey, yeah, I am here. I'm back here. The one thing that bothers me is talking about myself so much that I give myself a headache. I can't do it. It's so I love to find out about other people. So it's very
Yeah.
difficult when people are asking me questions because I don't know. I don't want to talk so much about myself. I'd love to ask you, what do you do? Where are you from? What does your family do? Oh, those are a lot of questions in one go. I don't think because even before I was an actor, my personality is so strong and something about me always leaves an impression with people that I meet. I think that I was very blessed to have the opportunity to have such an amazing debut in Bollywood. It's not always going to be a happy day or a happy week or a happy
Hmm.
month. What is the point of being here? Why are you listening to other people? Listen to your body, listen to what you're feeling. And if I'm not happy, what can I do to change that? And obviously, I took that break, which was great because I'm so honest and authentic. And I don't see a problem about talking about things, but
Yeah.
there's a problem because then people highlight those things instead of the important stuff like work.
Welcome to News 18 Showsha. I'm really looking forward to this chat. I think I last met you, when you were promoting Amavas in Bombay.
Oh,
It's
that's
been a
wow.
long time.
Yes, yes. Super.
Yeah. So, I heard that you said in an interview that you decided to sort of go back home for a while to spend some more time with your family, your friends, because sort of your life sort of here got stressed. Um, how was that? And before you answer that, I would want to ask you something. It's a very common prevalent phenomena in our industry that if you go out of sight, you go out of mind. Did that thought ever bother you before you made the move?
Oh, those are a lot of questions in one go. Um, so yes, people have told me out of sight, out of mind. And I remember telling my agency, oh, I would like to, leave. They're like, sure, yeah, you can go for a couple of days. And I'm like, no, I
Mm,
want to go for a couple of months. They're like, oh, no, no, you shouldn't, blah, 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 because the same exact thing that you just said, out of sight,
yeah.
out of mind. And, there is truth to that. I can't
Mm-hmm.
deny it. But the thing is, why did a person decide to go out of sight or to leave? That's a
Yeah.
question that is, the answer is needed. And how much insight do they really want to be anymore? That's another question. You know what I mean? So when you're making certain
Right.
choices, hopefully the choices that you're making, you're sure and you know why you're making them and you know what's more important. So I think that with that statement out of sight, out of mind is definitely can be true to some
Mm,
extent. Although people like me in the film industry, we live forever and there's a mark that you make and
mm-hmm.
you're sitting here and you're chatting with me, you're
Yeah.
never forgotten, even when I wasn't working and I took the time off, people who would meet me and say, "Oh my God, I can't wait to see you on screen again." So
Yeah.
people were eagerly waiting. So you're not really forgotten if
Mm-hmm.
it's a weird statement because you are and you're not. So it's I don't know. I mean, am I forgotten? Maybe, maybe not. I don't feel so forgotten. Have you
Yeah.
forgotten me?
Never. You're always on my Instagram.
Oh, thank you. My heart beats for you.
Yeah. But generally, Nargis, is there a fear of being forgotten? Like in general, as an actor, what if filmmakers
I
forget you?
mean,
What if the audience forgets you?
I uh I never really thought about it. Sometimes things are best left not thought of because then
Yeah.
they don't pressure you or bother you. Um, I don't think because even before I was an actor, my personality is so strong and something about me always leaves an impression with people that I meet.
Hmm.
I never realized that until now, because I speak to
Yeah.
so many journalists or different types of people that say, "Oh, you're so different. You're so different." So there's
Right.
something that people remember about me, and maybe they don't know my personality when they see me on screen, but I think there is something that each human exudes, like an aura of energy.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
sure you've experienced it in your life where you'll meet someone, you don't know them, but you feel weird and you don't want to go, or you don't want to interact, or you feel awkward, like you feel sensations. So I think that I I never worried about being forgotten. It was something that never
Hmm.
passed through my mind.
Yeah.
Even to this day, coming back, yes, in a way, like I've been away for a little bit. Now I have to meet people again to remind them, hey, I'm back. I'm in town. I'm living in Mumbai. I'm living in Dubai. I'm here
Mhm.
back and forth. So just know that I'm here. So I think it's not that they forgot me. I think it's like, oh, is she here? Is this what she wants to
Yeah.
do? Is she
Yeah.
back to doing this? Because people who know me know I do many things. Like I'm an investor, so I have invested in things. I
Mm.
still model and work internationally because I am a global citizen. I'm from the States. I lived in Europe. I've lived in Asia all over before even coming into Hindi cinema. So I do many different things outside of Bollywood.
Yeah.
So I think that now I'm coming back to let people know, hey, yeah, I am here. I'm back here.
Right.
I
Right.
I miss acting. I love it. Sorry. The one thing that bothers me is talking about myself so much that I give myself a headache. I'm like, I can't do it. It's so like I love to find out about other people. So it's very
Yeah.
difficult when people are asking me questions because I don't know. I don't want to talk so much about myself. Like, I'd love to ask you, like, what do you do? Where are you from? What does your family do?
Yeah.
And
Well,
in regular life, sometimes like people, like I remember my mom, she got mad. She's like, you asked so many questions. I'm like, oh, I just want to know. I'm like genuinely curious about the other person. So,
mhm.
so now I'm talking too much. Okay, let's get back to
Well, it's quite ironical that you do not like speaking so much and you're still an actor.
fine. Well, that's another thing.
Yeah.
So being an actor, it's not that we
Mm.
speak so much. The thing about being an actor is that we get to be other people.
Right.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like I came to this world, and obviously if we chat more about spirituality, I now know that my journey in this lifetime is to come back to myself and to know who I
Mm.
am. Because it's so weird. It's almost like when we come down to earth, when we're born, we forget who we are. And so many people bombard us with their thoughts, their ideas, what we should,
Yeah.
how we should be, how like all these rules and regulations of how you have to be. And then in school, they program you that you need to know this, this, and this. So you kind of forget who you truly are, like the being that you are, the creative, loving soul that you are. So in acting, I love it because we get to be all these different people. Like you get to play this character that went through this journey, and you get to be
Yeah.
maybe a doctor in this film. And so that's the fun part about acting, not the like talking stuff. The talking stuff
Yeah.
about me is annoying, but I have to do it because that's what we're here for.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But you are an introspective person. You've spoken about it in the past. The time that you took off with your family away from all the glitz and glamour of show business, did it give you a lot of time, Nargis, to sort of think about what you want to do going ahead, spend more time with yourself, understand yourself better?
Yes. I think that I was very blessed to have the opportunity to have such an amazing debut in Bollywood, and also a
Yeah.
person who knew nothing about Hindi cinema, didn't know anything. Like even though my roots are part from there, I wasn't raised with that.
Yeah.
So I worked so hard for so many years. I think I've stayed about 7, 8 years that I didn't really have that time for myself because if you are in the industry, it never ends. And in a way,
Mhm.
like you said earlier, out of sight, out of mind, you're sort of running in this hamster wheel or rat race,
Yeah.
and you're trying to keep up because, like, you don't want to fall back. So you have to have meetings, you have to do shoots, you're doing ads, you're doing like, it is never ending. Like, you get a couple days off and that's it. And to be honest, with this type of work and the pressure, I guess, or the mental stress that you go through, even when you're in the character, depending on
Yeah.
your obviously, the heavier the movie, the heavier the character, and the that like you're investing your soul when you're acting. So I think people need more than a few days break, to be honest, because you want to get in touch with yourself again. And for me,
Mhm.
I became unwell because it was too much stress, so mental stress, physical stress. So I had a lot of physical ailments that was interfering with daily life. Like, it was very difficult to ignore these problems and keep
Mm.
working. So in a way, my body was telling me, yo, we can't do this. You need to take a break.
Right.
Yeah, because my mind already knew that it was time to
Mhm.
taking a break because I wasn't the happiest person. But I
Yeah.
was doing it because, like you said, everyone comes at you telling you all these different things, and then you feel blessed that you have this opportunity. How could you throw it away, or how could you walk away? And then you do enjoy some of it. Obviously, I'm sure
Yeah.
your job, sometimes you don't enjoy it. We have to work with different types of
True.
people. Like, it's not always going to be a happy day or a happy week or a happy
Mhm.
month. Like, but
Yeah.
we have to push through. We can't just give up, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
but then I think my body and my mind and my body, everything was disconnected. I was pushing myself so hard when actually I really needed
Yeah.
to rest. And if your family is close to you or they live close by, coming home to family, if you have a good relationship with them, is very important. That they ground you and they recharge you,
Mhm.
So if you don't have that, you're sort of just left flapping in the wind, like
Yeah.
nothing to hold on to. So definitely it was a necessary decision. I mean, I'm a very strong person, so I could have kept going, but then I just had to talk to myself and say, hey, like,
Sure.
what is the point of being here? Like, why are you listening to other people? Listen to your body, listen to what you're feeling. Ask,
Mm.
I ask myself questions often because, like you said, I'm
Yeah.
very introspective, and I know that it is my decision and my choice that I am here. And if I'm not happy, what can I do to change that? And obviously, I took that break, which was great because it helped.
Yeah.
I figured out my problems. I got healthier. I had time to mentally like relax. And then I was actually ready to come back 2020, February, March, or something like that. And I had booked
Oh,
a ticket. Yes,
lockdown.
yes, yes. So that was the crazy part. I had went to a 10-day like Vipassana retreat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't speak or anything. You can't even look at people. Oh my God. By the way, if you never did that, that is something everyone has to try like once in your life. So I knew I was coming back to India because I missed acting and I miss working. And I took
Mhm.
that break where I needed it, and I booked my ticket. I think March I went to the Vipassana because during the Vipassana, all these crazy things were happening and we didn't know because we're all in like this retreat center,
Yeah.
nothing, no information, everyone just meditating 8 hours a day. And um, finally, when it was over, people were like, oh, there's like some pandemic happening. I'm like, what? And then my friends are like, oh my God, where are you? Because I was going to stay longer because I really loved not speaking. It was so amazing. So they're like, no, no, you better get back. There's like no food at the grocery store and we have to stay in the
Yeah.
house and there's something happening. And for me, I was not even disturbed because let me tell you, that 10 days of no speaking and meditating, that pandemic was a breeze. Nothing affected me. I was so zenned out, like nothing affected me. I did not even feel any tension or stress. And it was
Yeah.
sad because my ticket was for the end of March or something. And then India, of course, locked down and everybody locked down. And so then I had another amazing 2 years off. The pandemic for me was amazing. Like, I mean, sorry, like I'm being very truthful. And I know a lot of people were stressed and people lost lives
Yeah.
and that happened. But for me, I just like, it was the time to even get more deeper, closer to myself and more spiritual and more connected with nature. Like I went
Mm.
to the forest, I went hiking, biking, I did everything outdoors and I was like fully in like, what can you say, like the rhythm of nature.
Yeah.
That makes
Yeah.
any sense because no one had anything to do. There was not even cars on the street. Like it was
Right.
amazing.
But did you also seek professional help?
For what? My life.
For the stress
Oh
that
no,
you said you were going
you know
through.
what? Like personally, I have had a therapist or she's like a counselor for 10 years. Like even
Okay.
before India,
Hmm.
because I personally think as the person that I am, ever since I
Mm-hmm.
was like very young, I was very attracted to self-help books because I grew up
Okay.
in a very I don't know what kind of environment to call it, but it was not safe environment. It was not a place where anybody should be living, to be
Okay.
honest. And
Okay.
surrounded by people that, are not well or, you know, that type of lifestyle. So from a young age, I was always seeking the knowledge of self-help and to be better and searching for some kind of answer. It was very
Mm.
strange to be so young and to seek that and like also seek like a higher, like there's something more to life. Like I always knew that. I
Mm.
don't know how to put it into words. So for me, reading, I read so much as a young
Yeah.
adult or teenager, and I continue to love psychology and human behavior and relationships and how we as humans relate to each other. Um, that's why I love travel because I love to meet new people from different cultures and learn about your thought process, your culture. Why do you think like that? Why is society built
Mm-hmm.
in this land and why are we so different? And what are the good and bad? Like, what are the good things actually that I can take away from each encounter? So I think the therapy was so natural for me because when I got to a certain age, I could see the people around me are not well. Like, mentally, like people are struggling, like the stress is
Yeah.
a killer, like, and they don't have the tools to cope with the stress. So,
Mm.
and a lot of people have bad communication skills. Like instead of voicing, "Hey, I'm not happy about this. I wish you would please not do this." People get angry, people use violence because they can't communicate what they're feeling or the emotions are so overwhelming that they
Mm.
can't put it into words. And I don't know if you know, but anger is a second emotion. And when we are angry, it actually produces something, I think it's called an analgesic, which numbs the body. So anger
Oh,
actually numbs your body. You don't
that's
feel
right.
emotions. And I think you can look it up. It's scientific, it's a scientific thing. So what anger covers up is fear and sadness, which is
Mm-hmm.
the foundation of the emotion. So I think for me, I wanted to learn to be a better human, to communicate better with other people, like with my own family and with the people in my neighborhood, or I wanted to help people if they're struggling. So with therapy, it was amazing because you had someone else that studied human
True.
psychology and could
Right.
explain what's happening or give me exercises because it's not only about talking about your emotions, you have to do the work. So
True.
you learn why you behave this way and then you have work to do.
Right.
So I 10 years, I don't speak to her anymore because I got to a point where because of my own studying, because I read a lot and watch a lot of podcasts and
Mm-hmm.
my own experience, I think I surpassed the need for another person to tell me, because I'm
Right.
so introspective and I ask myself the right questions and I put into practice everything that I've learned. But I did have a relationship therapist one point, which I thought was quite interesting. But I don't think I didn't really like, not saying I didn't like her, but
Hmm.
I'm not sure how I feel about relationship therapists. But definitely
But
everyone should. Hmm?
did it work eventually?
The regular therapy worked.
The relationship therapy.
No, no, no. What I learned is that when we all know, you know everything. I know
Mm.
everything. Not everything, not like science. We're not mathematicians and like lawyers and all that stuff, but we know through feeling if a job is good for us, if a certain thing, like before you do something, you kind of know, is this the right thing or wrong thing for me? Even a relationship, is this the right relationship or wrong relationship? I think we kind of know, but sometimes we ignore it for other reasons that are deeper in our psyche. Does that make sense? I'm so weird with all this. But so the most important thing is actually that you learn about yourself. Because then when you
Mm.
learn about yourself and you have boundaries and you have values and morals and you love yourself, you know that you're good enough, you have self-respect, you won't make bad choices with friendships, jobs, partners, even family
Right.
members could be toxic. Sometimes we
Mm.
have to distance ourselves. It's okay. Like some people say, no, that's your family. No, that is my family, but no, I don't want to be in a toxic relationship with my family. Like this
Right.
person is not healthy for my mental well-being. I'm going to distance myself, and that's okay.
Of course.
Yeah, I know usually everyone wants to know about me and my relationships, but relationships is more than just a guy, a boyfriend, or
Absolutely.
husband or whatever. It's your mother, your father, your sister, your friends,
Hmm.
people you work with, you know, it's all of that. So I don't know what our conversation was about, but it got really intense.
I am very happy to see this side of Swami Ji Nargis Fakhri. I am very happy. I feel like I'm attending a podcast session. Thank you for that.
Like all my friends have told me, and some other people, they're like, you need to have a podcast. You should have a podcast about like relationships or like just people relationships.
Yeah. You remind me of Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City.
No way, really. She's like the coolest. They were
Absolutely.
all cool. All of them were cool.
Hannah? Okay,
Yeah.
so Nargis, tell me, were you happy with the kind of offers coming your way as far as films are concerned?
Um, so that's a good question. So Rockstar, obviously, I went into that blindly, and when I heard the story, like that was a story I just felt in my soul, and I think many people
Yeah.
who watched it also felt the same way.
You
Like
know, I'm not exaggerating. Sorry for cutting you. It's my favorite Hindi film ever.
I only watched it once, and then I watched it recently for the second time, and I was crying, like and you feel it in your heart, like the story is just, like yeah. So I feel you on that. So I feel
Yeah.
so blessed that I was a part of that. Madras Cafe was amazing, and then the other films were just kind of fun, like not something that was deep. So
Yeah.
I wish I could have more deeper things. Like I think about films, I'm like, I wish someone would hire me on like for a film that's so dramatic with like abuse and this, and then I have to shave my hair off, and then like I like to get deep and dark if I could,
Yeah.
but I don't. But I haven't gotten those, so I wish I
Are you
could.
seeking those out actively?
The thing is, I can't seek it out. It's because I'm not the writer or the director, but
Mhm.
obviously when you have meetings, you tell people what you like, and what you would hope for if anything passes, if anyone hears of a film that's being made that's like this.
Right.
So, I mean, it's also people, they think about you in a certain way. So I get a lot of films where people feel I can fit in.
Mm.
And obviously, yes, look, I'm a mixed girl. I'm not so Indian looking as per se.
Hmm.
I can't play like a village girl, or
Right.
like Uma's new, her series that's streaming, the what is it,
Maharani.
yeah, like, oh my God, she's amazing, an amazing person. She, people fit a certain character also based on their looks and their Hindi. I
True.
still have an accent and stuff, which is fine. I'm okay, because for me, there will be a part that I fit and that I can do a great job for.
So, Nargis, I saw that in a recent interview, you said that, people ask me about my personal life all the time. I'm not going to do that. Don't worry. But you're still sort of dealing with, how to go about it, navigate, through it, how to deal with questions like that. Have you finally successfully learned how to deal with people asking you about your personal life?
See, this is the problem that I have for me. It's not a problem when people are asking me these questions. I think that because I'm so honest and authentic, and I don't see a problem about talking about things, but
Yeah.
there is a problem because then people highlight those things instead of the important stuff like work. So,
Mm.
because people love the gossip, or they want to know. I mean, if they want to know, maybe I should have like a retreat and be Swami Nargis, and like give off advice or something, or have a podcast. But the main thing is, like, usually when we're having interviews like this, we want to
Yeah.
highlight work. What am I doing? I'm coming back
Mm.
to work. What am I looking for? Because we want that awareness to spread. I'm
Yeah.
never like, I'm not embarrassed and I'm not shy, because we are all humans. And the people who deny things or don't want to talk about it, yes, we should respect their privacy,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's a little, this business is very strange, like everything's in, like everyone knows everything. Like, and what is there left for me? Like, give me something for me that I can have,
Yeah.
like, it's almost like, I don't know how you feel about like privacy and the internet, like now
Mm.
everyone knows what you're thinking, because the phone,
Yeah.
they register your keystrokes, like Amazon knows what you're buying, social media knows what you're looking at. So if you look at that closely, like people are in your brain, and that's a little bit like, it almost feels like you're naked.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So like, I don't want to be mean. Sometimes I get annoyed because I'm like, who cares about the people I date?
Mhm.
Like, who did you date? Tell me about your boyfriend. Like, what the hell? But I try to be nice about it, or I ask like, my PR people to say, hey, can you avoid it? Because what's
Yeah.
the point? I actually would love to have a deeper, more meaningful conversation where maybe I learn something in life that whoever, like someone young might watch this video and have a takeaway
Mhm.
of something big, or maybe I said something that inspired them or helped them with something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I want to be more helpful to other people that I can't meet in person. So when we're making this video and you put it out there for the world to see, I'm hoping that not only are people entertained, but they are left with something, with a motivation, with inspiration, with a takeaway of wisdom that they could apply in their own life. Is that like
Yeah.
to say? Like,
Absolutely.
so that's why, yes, relationship questions are fine, but I would like to have it more based on the psychology of what was learned or the wisdom taken away, because maybe you're in an abusive relationship right now, and maybe
Mhm.
like I can give you some advice to help you, although we have to experience our own stuff, but at least to have somebody there to give you some wisdom is very,
Yeah.
hence the therapy question, and having a therapist could be helpful.
On that note, Nargis Swamiji, thank you so much
Thank you.
for your
Thank
time. And well, come back to Bombay soon.
Yes, yes, I'm there sooner than you know. Maybe I'll
Oh,
see you in person again.
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Take care. Bye. Bye.